Listen, not this being the second time I had to do this. So today, as I was ending my quiet time, the last two cards and the ones that made me know I was going to do a message today were the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Wands in reverse. The Five of Pentacles is about hardship. The Five of Wands is about conflict. So in reverse, we're going to say we're ending conflict. I also use cards that have little keywords on here, and it helps the bitch out, okay? Okay. All of that to say, hard times are temporary. The wheel always has to turn. The scales have to balance out. Karma has to do her thing, right? Hard times don't last. However, when you are in the middle of a hard time or when there are difficult things going on, your intuition is going to be your greatest guide. Rachel, how do you know? Because this is the card that came out next. And it says, my intuition is my greatest guide. It speaks clearly and moves me into action. I think it's important that we know that our intuition speaks clearly as well. It shouldn't come with confusion. It comes clearly. And if you don't understand, ask your spirit team for clarification so you can better understand, right? Because you can't clarify your intuition with outside validation. Hardships are a part of life, right? We can look at them as this big negative. And this is what I told a client today also about my last relationship. I like to give disclaimers, especially like, hey, I just got a relationship, so I'm a little biased right now. I'm going to tell you straight up. I'm going to notice all the red flags in everybody's relationship right now because it's just what's top of my mind, but I'm not going to say every single one. The point being, I was telling a client about my last relationship and was explaining the way I have to look at it. Because at the end of the day, it was a karmic relationship, right? If that's what you want to call it, based on what I understand karmic relationships to be. Relationship with my family was a karmic relationship. My relationship with this person who engaged in the same type of patterns was a karmic relationship. And what I told them was, instead of looking at it as I can't trust myself or I don't know, or even giving myself worse imposter syndrome, right? And being like, oh, I'm a bad therapist because I was in this unhealthy ass relationship. It's like, okay, well, I learned to trust my intuition a little better. I learned to trust my discernment a little better. I am able to sit here and think back to when I first clocked things and what the flip? And be like, oh, okay, I wasn't tripping. And if all it takes, if I learn nothing else from that relationship, I can learn like, oh, that one thing I clocked because they did or said two or three things that have typically go back to this characteristic that's typically in like this, because that's just how my pattern recognition works. Then I know how to trust that next time. I know that my gut is my gut, and if anything makes me feel not at peace, it's not just because relationships are hard or because it's difficult for me, but it's because my intuition is speaking to me. So I'm going to ask you, is y'all finna listen or not? Because if you listen, maybe that's the lesson. But if you don't... Anyways, then you get the lesson. I know who that's for, but that's just your reminder. Either you listen or you don't. You get the lesson or you get the lesson in a different way. But also the end of conflict coming to an end, compromises, reaching agreements. What I'm getting from this is that hardships are going to come to an end. It's that maybe there's something that you can do to actually help you get out of this hardship that your intuition is guiding you to do, and maybe you're just not listening. Maybe you're looking for the way everybody else is doing something, or I don't know, for it to go a specific way. Ooh, that's what it is. It's that you're used to paths being a specific way, or you're focused on getting to the destination in one way when there's various different paths that can be taken. So what if you allow spirit to bring in a path that might even have way more abundance than you ever imagined? What if you trust your intuition to get you out of this hard time? You make some compromises on what you thought it would be. You grieve what it's not. And you allow yourself to do what you need to do to move on. That's what I'm picking up. But because even though their intuition clearly speaks, that's that into action. We have free will, right? We're still human. So you can't be like, well, if I was supposed to do it, it wouldn't have happened. I mean, like, yes, and also how many times did you have to ignore your intuition to be able to do it? And if there was a more route that was better suited for you to get where you're wanting to go, that works better with your life or that works better with your end goal, why would you not want that? I don't know. That's what I'm picking up. So, like, is you going to do this the hard way or is you going to do this the easy way for you? And of course, no way is like easy. But I guarantee you that when you listen to your intuition and you move into action, all I'm saying is this last month I've been listening to my intuition and them actions been actioning and I've been getting what I've needed and what I wanted. So, I don't know. Learn from my wins also and do the same thing.